and welcome to the Ewing Cultural Center. I'm Juliana Nelson, Assistant Director in Alumni Engagement, and with me is Toni Tucker, the Director of the Ewing Cultural Center. Toni is going to give us a tour of the beautiful gardens here at Ewing.
Thank you, Juliana. Yes, we're going to take a tour of our spring blooms. Right now, our woodlands are full of flowers and blooms and Illinois native plants that we'd like to show you today. Long before the manor was completed, Hazel contacted Jens Jensen to landscape the property. Jensen was a pioneer, one of the first in his time to understand the importance of native species within the landscape. Along Towanda Avenue, starting at the front gate, is the beginning of the woodlands. Early spring bulbs are beginning to bloom. The daffodils are showing off today. Welcome to the pawpaw patch. The pawpaw tree seems out of place. Although tropical in flair, the pawpaw tree can be found naturally throughout the Midwest. The pawpaw fruit is the largest edible fruit found naturally in the United States. Through the rustic arbor lies the woodlands, an area of native plants. The woodlands provide quite a spring show with elusive spring beauties. Behind the bench is the evergreen hemlock. Surrounding the hemlock are shades of blue, white, red, and pink. Although much of the surrounding landscape has changed, touches of Jensen can be found throughout the gardens, particularly in the woodlands. The original design for the grounds called for generous plantings of native trees, shrubs, and flowers. Jensen's design called for winding paths to guide the visitor through the gardens. One of my favorite spring flowers is Dutchman's breeches. The white flowers drop upside down, resembling pants hanging on a clothesline. Dutchman breeches are common in woodlands and along streams and are native to Illinois. The white trout lily usually blooms a little earlier than other spring wildflowers. Their blooming period is short, but the flowers are attractive. Bluebells, a signature of this property, have soft green leaves and bluebell shaped flowers. They can be found naturally in Illinois woodlands. In 1928, Hazel Buck Ewing purchased 1,000 bluebell plants. What you see today are from the original plantings. Red trillium is actually maroon in color. In Illinois, only the maroon-colored trillium have been encountered in the wild. As we come to the curve in the path, you will notice the Mayapples, a familiar woodland plant. As you can see, they spread easily and prefer light shade with slightly dry soil. The white flowers are large and attractive, hidden beneath the large leaves. The fruit is a favorite of box turtles, as well as raccoons and possums. Starting back at the arbor, to the left, the white and pink redbud trees are in bloom. Redbuds are early spring understory trees with rosy pink or white flowers that look like clouds floating in the sky. Underneath the redbuds, the hostas are starting to come up from their winter nap. To the left of the front gate, a light breeze moves the daffodils and purple celia. This area of the gardens provide an excellent view of the east side of the manor and the courtyard entrance. Pots filled with spring flowers bring a pop of color to the compass garden. Benches provide visitors an ideal place to enjoy this area and the stone arches. Surrounding this garden are yellow and pink tulips. Pink tulips are known for meaning affection, caring, good wishes, and love. Yellow tulips symbolize cheerful thoughts. Who can resist the soothing sounds of a babbling fountain? Let's listen. fountain walk, pots are filled with colorful spring blooms. Pansies, daffodils, ivy, and a touch of whimsy. Pansies are one of the most popular edible flowers used in fresh salads to add a touch of color. As you enter the Japanese garden, you see traditional use of stepping stones, large rocks, and flowering trees, such as the magnolia. Other flowering trees featured in this garden are redbuds and weeping cherries. Miniature daffodils and purple irises are throughout the garden. Miniature plantings and statues are common in Japanese garden settings. At the end of the garden is a tea house, a place for quiet reflection on the beauty of nature and the art of living in harmony. This area provides a stunning view of the theater at Ewing and the west side of the Manor. A Jensen design feature is a mix of stone and plantings. The slate patio is an example of his work. Today, daffodils are blooming. Daffodils symbolize rebirth and new beginnings. It is one of the first perennials to bloom after the winter frost. Thank you for coming to see our gardens and what we have for our spring blooms. I hope you noticed around the gardens we do have donation boxes if you would like to help make a donation to maintain these gardens. Now, come back and see what we have in store for you for our summer gardens.